Barbarians. What are barbarians? Aren't they just super buff people who are in desperate need of anger management? Essentially, yes. By reading the title of the video, you might be confused. I don't blame you. To make it simple, every class in Diablo 3 has a counterpart version, and here's a Storm. In Diablo 3, no matter what class you pick, you will have an entire arsenal of abilities and attacks to choose from. Well, and here's a Storm, you only have 5 static abilities. So that means I'm going to play a Barbarian with only Ancient Spear, Seismic Slam, Whirlwind, Leap, and Wrath of the Berserker. But you may be asking, but that's only 5 abilities. What is going to be the 6th one? Fool. This is where the challenge steps up a bit. Since Heroes has a natural basic attack, so will I. So that means I will have the basic attack that appears if you slot in an ability to a number key that was originally in the mouse. So let's go over the rules for the challenge that I made up. 1. As already stated, abilities will be and stay as Sonya's in Heroes of the Storm. If I don't have access to an ability, I will not be able to put anything in that slot until the right ability is unlocked. 2. Ruins and passives are allowed. 3. I must make my character look like Sonya through transmog. However, this doesn't stop here with 4. A Sonya lookalike means no helmets. Only weapons are allowed are one-handed swords, no shields, hammers, etc. However, items that don't appear onto the character such as bracers, amulets, and rings are allowed. 5. I'm not allowed to use the Templar, Scoundrel, or Enchantress. If they're not in Heroes, then they're not allowed in the challenge. 6. After every boss, I must increase the difficulty by 1 state, but if I die, I am able to lower it. This only applies to bosses who appear next to waypoints on the map in adventure mode. So many bosses like the Warden or Sakatu do not count, neither do the Key Wardens. 7. I must complete the entire campaign including Act 5, watch Davian the Adventurer get killed while in the Shrouded Moors, and then kill Vidian to complete the challenge. Lastly, cosmetic pets are allowed since all they do is grab gold and look cute. So now, let's start with the challenge. I started by making a female barbarian and naming her not Sonya. But before we start our adventure, let's turn to the spinning wheel to see who will be joining us. And what would you know is the friendly gauntlet. Now we can really start the challenge. I put all my Paragon points into some random shit and remove my shield. Can't remove the axe since then I can't do anything. After killing some zombies, I got my second skill, which is one that I cannot use. Yay. I saw a weird guy who was shaking his whole body quite fast. I was told to get Leoric's crown even though it dropped from an enemy when I saved Deckard. Afterwards, I transmogged my items to the ones that look similar to Sonya's. I helped a man kill his own wife and saw my first ever treasure goblin. Killed 3 elites who had the plague power, one that had vortex, and a waller. At level 8, I got my first ability, Leap, which made attacking things much faster. But still, attacking was pretty damn slow. Took me over an hour just to unlock the town portal. That's probably not a good sign. Then I saw a man getting beamed by some cultists. So I saved and helped him find some of his gear. After killing a necromancer who wouldn't stop shitting himself, the beamed man asked if he could join me. And of course I said no. I then found a much better sword, and when I went to town to transmog it, I realized that I'm poor, just like in real life. So I continued my journey to find a waypoint. Along that way I found another treasure goblin, but I was still poor after killing him. So I took a break to play a different character to get some more money. After that I got some more Paragon points and money. Yay! I was then off to kill the skeleton king Leoric. And as much as I would like to wear his crown, I have to follow the rules. At level 12, I unlocked another ability, Seismic Slam. And I almost forgot to raise the difficulty after Leoric, but now that means the game is at hard. But thanks to the new ability, things are now going much faster. I then found a cult doing some beaming to a piece of sword. It looked cool, so I beat them to death over it. Fought a bat that dropped a legendary sword I can use. Sad thing is that it looks cool. Then encountered some bandits who were harassing a girl, so I beat them to death as well. And a weird guy asked to join me. I denied the offer. I then went to a spooky temple where spooky ghosts told me to get some orbs to enter the temple to kill some spooky skeletons to get another piece of a sword to add to my growing collection. Next on my adventure, I went on a boat to a burning city and looted all the dead people to find another sword piece. But a butterfly witch lady stole it, so I went to ask Deckard where it was and he was busy dying and I didn't want to bother him. Then off I was to kill some spiders because fuck the ecosystem. I also watched a man get pulled into a whipped tunnel and another who exploded into 2 spiders. Nature sure is beautiful. And now it's time to kill Queen Arane. Fun fact, all the spider models in this game only have 6 legs, so they're technically not spiders. After the fight, I raised the difficulty to expert. I also looted a man and I think I got his heart. Then I died. So I guess I'm lowering the difficulty back down to hard. After killing a shit ton of goatmen on my way to Leoric's manor, I unlocked another ability, Whirlwind, at level 20. When I entered the manor, I saw a bunch of people who wanted to stab me. So I stabbed them back, and was told to go into some old torture chambers to find the butterfly witch lady. I had my first treasure goblin that escaped, though I did get another legendary from some elites, but it's not a sword so it's trash. Saved a man from an Iron Maiden though. Then I talked to a spooky ghost who told me to save some other ghosts. Verbatim, the warden of that place is pretty mad, So I killed him since I'm the only one who's allowed to be mad. But he dropped some shoulder pads, and once I transmogged those, I finally completed my Sonya look. On my way to the Chamber of Suffering, I watched some ghosts reenact their death for some reason, destroyed an Iron Maiden that somehow kept spawning zombies even though I thought the only one person can fit in those. But now, it's time to kill the Butcher, which I'm pretty scared of in this current state.
Leah must be back in Houston crying over the old man's corpse. She'll soon have another one to cry over. Yours. Meet the Butcher.
Fresh meat.
After killing him, I found a bug where I was moving without clicking, but just used the escape button to fix it. Then after giving the sword to a stranger while he was being beamed, he became Tyrael. Such a plot twist. Changed the difficulty back to expert, and I've also arrived in a desert, and I'm ready to stab some things. Met a woman with a staff who could do some magic. At level 26, I got another ability, Ancient Spear. After finding a bridge, staff lady asked to join me. Of course I said no. I then killed a bunch of snake people. I also started to notice that at least now I have 2 powers instead of 1, but they're still pretty easy to kill. And then it was time to kill the butterfly witch lady, also known as Magda.
Magda, in the flesh. Your illusions cannot protect you now.
It matters not. While you hunted me, Belial's Imperial Guard captured your little witch Leah. Soon, her power shall be his.
After killing her, it was time to increase the difficulty to master, and now it's time to stop the evil snake people or something. I'm a person who ran away like Stewie Griffin from Family Guy, then I died to a snake. I guess I went back to expert, then I died again. So now I guess it's back to hard. After killing some children, I found a lady getting beamed by some snakes. What's with all the beaming in this game? Anyway, I was then on my way to find the maker of Kulle Aid, Zoltan Cool. But then I found a bug that couldn't let me in no matter how many times I clicked. But then, at level 30, I have unlocked my last ability, Wrath of the Berserker. After killing more children, I then found a dismembered head, and now I have to retrieve some blood. And now I have a spooky sand ghost following me because Leah just had to put the fucker's head in my non-existent bag that I apparently have. I then saved a guy from a barrel and killed Gavin. I also got puzzle ring from a giant worm. Too bad I don't have the cube yet. After that, I was on my way to get some relics, or something, to receive some Kulle Aid, but he wanted to kill me, so it was time to kill Purple Guy. Why is Zoltan Cool purple? Seriously.
Long last, I can complete my life's work. All will tremble at my power. What is this? How has this happened? The souls of the dead lords of hell have been absorbed into the stone. Abandon your quest, Nephilim. Your allies seek only to control you. With the power I offer, you and I could rule over all creation.
You're mad, Cool. Give me the stone.
Since that was a boss fight, that means it's time to raise the difficulty back to expert. And what would you know, it's time to kill Belial. So then I died. Back down to hard then, and let's try again.
Praise the gods, you've arrived just in time. Show me the soul stone.
You'll see it, Belial. Soon your fetid soul will be trapped within it.
Clever, but know this, Nephilim. Azmo knows of the stone and the power it contains. Even if you defeat me, he will exterminate you and every last one of your misbegotten kind.
After that, I got a legendary amulet. Nice to finally get a legendary that I can actually use. And then I put Belial's soul in a rock for some reason and put the difficulty to again expert. And after crafting some new and better swords, it's time to go to Act 3. Man, it's cold as balls. Good thing I don't have any. After almost falling to my death, it was time to protect the rock from the fat ass's army, which starts by causing some fires, which you would think would do the opposite, but Tyrael told me to do it. On my way, I just saw a man get fucking destroyed by a meteor so hard they became a globe of sorts. Killed a treasure goblin that dropped garbage. I then witnessed the birthing of a giant cheek clapper, and killed him pretty quickly. Such a dramatic animation to spawn from, only to die so fast. After starting some fires and seeing a man get carried away from a weird bird thing, the fat ass said I should stop. But I won't listen, since I like killing things. But now it's time to raise some catapult or something. I then killed another cheek clapper and treasure goblin, but it dropped a legendary mace, and now I'm slightly annoyed about it. While on my way to transmog my new gloves I got, it was nice to know that Tyrael was just doing nothing while sitting back at camp. I then met an incredibly rude man who was mad I was protecting him instead of raising a catapult. And after that, what would you know, the fat ass has started to backdoor us now. Just great. After killing some Kirkland brand liquors from Resident Evil, it's now to kill the disgusting mess that is Ghom.
The one who killed Lord Belial. I will savor, tearing the flesh from your bones.
And every time I see his death animation, I'm just left feeling disgusted. But anyways, now let's crank that difficulty up to master. And now it's time to kill some giant crossbows. And after all that, Tyrael finally decides to help me. Lazy bitch. I then helped a man fight some demons. I then died, so lowered the difficulty down to expert. I went on my way to kill the Sagebreaker Assault Beast, also known as S.A.B.
Eldruin will destroy the demonic seal protecting this gate.
After probably getting COVID from all the screaming that S.A.B did right in front of my face, I returned the favor with death. Time to bring the difficulty to master, which will just most likely get lower again, but hey, let's see how long we can last. Which was about 4 minutes. Back to expert. But I got some pretty cool gloves from an elite that killed me, which was nice. I then got some legendary bracers, and after killing some boobas, I killed the Sin Heart. Now it's time to go after Cydia. But not before battling the most annoying champions I've ever fought, because fuck me, I guess. But don't forget about part 2 of Electric Boogaloo, part 3, and part 4. What the absolute fuck. However, I keep forgetting I have Wrath of the Berserker. Anyway, now we can go after the Booba Master Cydia. Fucking finally.
Oh yeah. I've been looking forward to this.
After watching her become mini spiders, it was time to kill the Sin Heart, which I thought I already did, but okay. But now it's time to go after the fat ass himself, Azmo, but just before I increase the difficulty to master and killing some more boobas. But then I died after getting pissed on from his mouth. Let's try again at expert.
Nephilim fool, when the soul stone is embedded in my flesh, the seven shall be as one within me. I will be the sum of all hells, the prime evil.
Need more?
And after killing him, all I got for my efforts is just a legendary mace, in which I can't use. Yay. After seeing Tyrael get fucking yeeted to a wall by Adria and seeing Diablo become Father of the Year, I went after him the high heavens to give him his trophy for accomplishing something so great. And the entire place is covered in creep. I guess Zerg are now a thing in Diablo. After stabbing Tyrael a little bit while he talked, it's time to face the mini-boss that at least the green tint of primeval Diablo skin and Heroes of Storm should be named after, is Sakatu. One missed opportunity. Then I realized I forgot to turn the difficulty up. No, it was pretty fun to see my character just get bitch slapped by a bunch of things. After giving my fortune teller nausea, I have to go save Oreo from the Lord of Despair Rakanoth, who despite his name is not a great evil. I still like him. After having to give up a treasure goblin who spawned in an area I can't get to yet, it's time to fight the knife hands man Rakanoth.
You think yourself free from the chains of fate, Nephilim, but all will kneel before Lord Diablo.
It was surprisingly easy. After closing and reopening the game, I was able to put the difficulty up to Torment 1. Scary. I was able to save Oreo from some spooky black and red spikes, which I forgot to record. After entering the Hell Rift, I met my favorite boy, the Mallet Lord, and god was that fight long. Where after killing him, I destroyed a weird looking Oculus Rift headset. I don't really know how someone would put that on. I then entered another Hell Rift, in which after I Beyblade enemies to death, I found another puzzle ring. What are the odds? Unfortunately, it's not better than either of the rings I currently have, so it goes into the box with the other one. I then died to a group of champions, back to Master then. I then killed another Mount Lord, but who was cheating, so I put him in his place and destroyed another VR headset. Then had a treasure goblin escape, sad. Found a new burning hatred towards Aramadons. Fought a Key Warden who had some pretty annoying crowd control. Saw Tyrael get bitch slapped by some shadow vermin and Imperius fucking vaporize some impressors out of thin air. Had an annoying fight against Unique, was berated by Lee and Magda's ghost. Got some legendary shoulder pads, and then found the Lolon form and an oppressor.
seems we've both fallen from grace, Tyrael. Come, embrace your former lieutenant.
Just kidding, it's Azul, and boy was that fight long. However, now it's time to go back up to Torment 1. After getting berated by Deckard's ghost, I then died. Back to Master then. But now it's time to face the Father of the Year, Dibbles.
The 7 evils are one within me. I am Legion.
and after I showed him the trophy, he was so distraught to find out it was made out of plastic he just died. I told Oriel what I did and she gave me a thumbs up. But that's not the end. The edgelord Mathael wanted the rock and had the great evil souls for himself because he wanted to destroy humanity. I don't blame him, but since I'm the main character, I have to kill him. I turned the difficulty back up to Torment 1 and started the blue-gray version of Diablo. And then I died. Back to Master then. I cheesed an elite by making its minions clip through the terrain, entered a place called House of Screams and killed the unique that was in there, encountered the Infernal's Shrine's Punisher, fought a weird tornado, got trolled by Orzel, got my cheeks thunderclapped by an exorcist, killed an ore ponderer, and saved a character who has some weirdly big boobs. Then back to town to upgrade some gear, wondered how many people lived in Westmarch. I mean, fucking Christ, how is there so many dead bodies? Killed another ore ponderer, and now I'm on my way to kill Orzel. Or something. Found some pretty good legendary gloves, got mauled by a weird looking dog. And then I was ready to find Angel with a flamethrower. And what did you know, his name is also Orzel. What a coincidence. But then I died. Down to expert then.
My master has begun his work on the stone. Nothing that you do matters.
Boy, was that a long fight. But now we have to go to Adria to ask where the edgy angel is, in a place called the Blood Marsh. Gross. Saved a guy from some Shreks, and he gave me his belt in return. Somehow killed some ghosts, fought 2 groups of champions at once. Then halfway through an elite fight, I realized I forgot to turn the difficulty back to master. And now I have to redo the guide stone thing. Great. Fought a guy for his shitty treasure. Apparently took a break without reaching a checkpoint, and so now I'm doing the quest a 3rd time. At least I found it my first set item. I then died to some body blocking enemies, so I'm back to expert now. Killed a giant bug, and then I finally found a checkpoint. Ready to fight Adria, she started to become a Kirkland brand version of Kerrigan from Starcraft.
Let's see where you've been hiding, Malthael.
Adria. The angels will never suffer us to live. They cannot accept the fact that we may choose our own path.
At least demons are not so rigid in their beliefs.
So I killed her and put the difficulty to master. Then I died. So no real change then. Heard periods talk about Mithael like he's a dog. Saw a guy clip through the floor. Stole some pretty cool looking rocks from some demons. Then my power went out right after I killed a unique. Broke into a spooky looking fortress, talked to my spooky ghost dad or something. Fought Punisher's cooler older brother. I then gained the power of ghost. Listened to some audiobooks Mithael wrote while he learned that everyone dies and became edgy. Honestly though, why did it take him this long to learn that? And then found where Mithael was hiding, like the little bitch baby he is, and fought him since killing people is wrong. Unless you're the main character.
The Soul Stone is a born sanctuary. The blood of demons will soon be gone from all creation. You will be the last of your kind for a few moments. Death comes, Nephilim.
was sure was a dramatic death animation, but at least I got some legendary pants. And then I did it. Killed the Edgelord himself and saved the world. Too bad that releases Diablo's soul. Oh well. But that's not the end of it. We still got those puzzle rings. What does a puzzle ring do? Well, once you put one in a cube and transmute it by itself, it opens Reed's realm called the Vault without having to kill a treasure goblin. And since we got 2 in this challenge, we can do 2 runs of the realm. Fortunately, I can't do enough damage to kill a treasure goblin. On my first run, I found an amazing ring that increases my whirlwind damage more than ×2 its original damage. And I'm actually able to kill treasure goblins now. If only I had that during the campaign. On my second run, I found a legendary helmet. Just nice. And then I just realized I forgot about Vidian. Shit. Well, off I'm on to go kill the little bastard. Before that, I put the difficulty back to master since I did kill Methael. Got dogpiled on. Literally. Stopped a ritual, watched Davian die, smashed some urns that bled for some reason, opened a door with blood, and it's time to face Vidian. But before that, I found some pretty good set boots.
There you are. Don't tell me that you never suspected I was more than what I seemed. It was the only way that I could get close to you.
And now, we're about to get much closer.
And then I killed the lying bastard. Hooray. So, is it possible to beat Diablo 3 with the Sonya build? Yes, at most on hard if you want a deathless game, at least from my experience. Overall, even though I did die 12 times and only got to level 69, it was pretty fun to do. Only annoying parts of the game during it was the Blood Marsh and Battlefield of Eternity. But to be fair, I wasn't really feeling good at the time. Playing so I was probably just more irritable. I also did notice that I was pretty lacking in damage during it. Especially the latter half of the game. I mean, I was able to catch several Pokemon on my phone while during Diablo's fight because of how long it took. Though I would say Azmo, Adrian, and Malthael are the most difficult bosses, and in that order. Lastly, it was fun to play with the abilities that made their way into the Heroes of the Storm character. Yes, they're not exactly the same as their Heroes counterpart, especially with Ancient Spear, but it was still really fun to do. If you made this far into the video, yes, I'll do this for all the other classes. But more importantly, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day or a night.